In the beginning of the story, we see a devilish boy named Theo. He used to make others do his homework by being greedy for video games. He used to climb the pipe and enter his room through the window. One day, Theo went to the roof while eating a banana, and he suddenly threw the peel down. Then a portal opened, and the peel of the banana disappeared in the air. When Theo did not hear the sound of the peel falling down, he turned back and saw. He got confused and went down and checked that the peel was not here. Now Theo threw his roller skates down, and then the same thing happened again. He also disappeared in the air. Now Theo was even more surprised. He threw a stone down, and the stone also disappeared. Now he went to tell his elder brother Oscar about this portal. They did not have parents, so now they lived with their grandmother. Anyway, Oscar was very angry with him at that time, because Theo tore some pages of some books written by his mother and made a paper rocket. Theo tried to tell him that he has got the time portal, but Oscar thought that Theo was making fun of him. Actually, his mother suddenly disappeared somewhere. On one hand, Theo thought that she ran away with someone. On the other hand, Oscar believes that she is a capable scientist who was looking for the time portal, and maybe she is stuck in some other time now. He wanted to understand his research and bring his mother back. Now the fight between the two brothers was increasing. Meanwhile, his grandmother called him to eat something. They both remained calm in front of his grandmother. But as soon as his grandmother left, the argument started again. Oscar abused Theo in anger. After that, Theo threw Oscar's turtle in the portal in anger. Oscar was restless and started looking for his beloved turtle everywhere. When he couldn't find it, Oscar put up his turtle's missing posters everywhere. Oscar was very close to that turtle. He just kept crying apart from him. Theo soon realized his mistake, and he thought of jumping into the portal to fix everything. As soon as he jumped into the portal, Theo also reached the place where everything he had thrown in the portal was. The turtle was also there. Theo took the turtle home and put it back there. After that, he slept quietly. But the next morning, something very strange happened. Theo was still sleeping, but Oscar was ready to work. Now Oscar's age had increased a lot. Theo actually came from 1990 to 2022 with the help of that portal. Here, Oscar is a physics professor. Soon, Oscar went to a man named David's shop to buy some stuff. After a while, the shopkeeper's daughter Alina also went there. David and Alina have been good friends for a long time. David liked Alina since childhood. He just couldn't say it. Alina was divorced, and now she was the mother of 2 children. At home, Theo got up and started looking for Oscar. He picked up the turtle and went to his grandmother. Grandma was very old now, and she couldn't recognize Theo. When Oscar saw Theo, he was shocked and fainted. When Oscar came to his senses, he asked, "Is this really you, Theo?" Theo was also confused. He asked Oscar, "Who are you and how do you know my name?" Oscar said, "I'm your big brother, who else?" Now Theo was surprised to see how you grew so big in a day. After a little chat, he realized that Theo had somehow reached 2022. He talked about the time when Oscar was angry at Theo for tearing Mom's notes. Theo showed Oscar the picture of his mother's red dress. Theo was now worried and wanted to go back to 1992 because he was afraid that if he was late, his grandmother would shout at him. Theo went to the roof so that he could jump back into the portal. But as soon as he threw the stone, he didn't disappear. This portal was closed in 2022. Theo was worried about how that portal could be closed. Then Oscar explained to him that time travel is not so straight. The way you came here, it is not necessary that the portal goes back. Now Oscar thought that he would have to find a new portal, so that you can go back from 2022 to 1990. While collecting information about this, Oscar took Theo to his senior professor. He said that science and technology have progressed a lot in 2022, but nothing can be like a time portal. After listening to the professor, both brothers came back from there. Theo was quite surprised to see the modern world. Oscar told Theo to calm down and said that now we should focus on finding the portal. Do you want to go back to 1990 or not? That's when Theo told Oscar that I got a handwritten list in my mother's papers. When I was tearing those research papers and making a rocket, I hid it in the dictionary to bother you. Maybe I can find something in it. They both asked Grandma about that dictionary, so Grandma told him that she had given it to David. The next morning when he woke up, Oscar told him that he was going to meet David and asked Theo to stay at home quietly and not to go anywhere. But Theo quietly left the house and reached a big mall. Seeing the gadgets in the mall, Theo was surprised. He broke it by mistake while using the VR headset. Then Oscar was called there, who had to pay for all the losses. Oscar scolded Theo not to listen, and then they both went to David's departmental store to find that dictionary. David told him that he had kept the dictionary at home. That's when Elena came there. Theo was surprised that how did Elena become so beautiful when she grew up. Then Elena asked, "How does he know my name?" Oscar lied that he is my cousin's son. Oscar changed the topic somehow, and then Elena called them both to her house, where her son and daughter were busy playing video games. Theo was very impressed to see these video games, and Elena's son started playing with Zen. Oscar got that list in the dictionary, so he told Theo that it's time to go home. But Theo was having so much fun playing video games. So Elena said, "Let him play for a while. I will come to drop him at your house." But while playing, Elena's children started making fun of Theo because he had no idea about today's video games. These people even asked Alexa for the time. Theo and Oscar went back to work. Oscar went to the roof and said that the list had the places of different portals. These two threw things at the mentioned places and tried to find the time portals, but they didn't find anything. Oscar thought he made a mistake in the calculations, and he started doing the calculations again. During this time, he asked Theo, "Why do you always live alone? And don't you have any friends? And why didn't you tell Elena your feelings till now?" Oscar answered while doing the calculations that although Elena is divorced, but I don't think we can talk in between. Without telling Oscar, Theo messaged Oscar's phone and invited David, Elena, and Elena's children for dinner at home. When these people came to the door, Oscar was shocked to see everyone. Theo said that I called everyone and told them, and Oscar understood his mischief. In this meeting, Oscar and Elena came close to each other, and the next day, Elena even took Theo shopping to get him new clothes. In the trial room, Theo was commenting on football jokes as usual. Elena remembered his behavior, and she recognized that he is Oscar's younger brother, Theo. She hugged Theo and asked, "Why didn't you grow old after disappearing for so many years?" Theo said that I jumped into a time portal, with the help of which he reached here directly from 1990 and 2022. Elena couldn't believe it, but there was living proof in front of her. Elena asked Oscar to confirm. Oscar threw the stone down from the roof, and this time the stone jumped up, with which it was found that the time portal is there. Oscar explained that there are 3 types of time portals. You can travel directly from the first type of portal, from one time to another time. The portal of the second place doesn't know where to take you. And the third type of portal is very dangerous, because you can't get out of there. Theo used the first type of portal and reached in 2022, and now they have to find the right portal, with which Theo can be sent back to 1990. Now these people started doing research every day, and Oscar liked Elena's coming there every day. He started dancing happily alone. Now the two started looking for the right portal together. Elena was not very happy to send Theo back to 1990, because by changing the past, their future may also change. It is possible that his children will never be born. She loved her children very much. But Oscar promised her that going back to Theo will not affect your life. He will try his best not to mess with Elena's life. Now they started thinking about how to do something so that both timelines remain the same. Now Theo used his brain and to crack the coordinates written by his mother. He took help from Elena's children, because if he goes back to the past with their help, then it will be sure that they will be born in the future. Because if they were not there, they would never have been able to reach the past. Now the 3 use the map to find a way to the beach, which according to Theo is a time portal. With his help, he can go back to 1990. Excited, Theo jumped into the water of the beach, and even though he did not want to, Brenda and Nathan had to jump with him. As soon as they reached the shore, they were surprised, because the city from where they came was now just a mountain, from which it was found that the city has not yet settled there, which means they had reached the past. But unfortunately, instead of 1990, these people have come back in 1949. Now trapped in an unknown place, the 3 were trying to understand what happened to them. Actually, these 3 had used a different kind of portal, which takes them to any random time. At the same time, in 2022, the worried Elena called Oscar and told him that both Theo and the children are missing. Oscar said that maybe they have found the 1990 portal, and now Oscar and Elena will also have to go there to bring them back. In 1949, these 3 do not have money. Their phone is also not working here, and now the 3 children were also hungry. That's when Brenda and Nathan thought that we can use our gadgets to perform a mind-reading magic show. Nathan sat a little away, and Brenda closed her eyes. Theo stood up writing his name on a board. Now using wireless earphones, Nathan read the name and told Brenda, and people thought it was magic. How is the girl telling the name without seeing it? She definitely has some powers. The audience was very happy, and everyone started clapping. With this, they got the money. But soon the police saw all this. In the public, it was forbidden to do such a thing without permission. As soon as Theo saw the police coming, he pointed to his companions to run away from there. And the three immediately left. While running away, an unknown man kidnapped the three and took them to an unknown place, which now put the lives of these children in even more danger than before. On the other hand, in 2022, Theo and Elena got the entry to the 1990 portal. They held hands and jumped into the portal. Elena was really feeling like she was dreaming. In 1990, Theo's missing posters were everywhere. In 1949, after kidnapping the children, that man brought them to a gang that was against the government. The gang leader asked, "Why did you bring these children here?" This man said that these children know the secret code of the gang. Theo asked in confusion, "Which secret code word?" This whistle was taught to Theo by his grandmother. Then a young woman from the gang came there. She is Theo's grandmother when she was young. Theo found out that his grandmother was once a member of this gang. From here, he learned to whistle, and from him, Theo. Theo didn't tell anyone that she was his grandmother, because everyone thought he was crazy. But he hugged this woman. This gang is against the government, but it works for the good of the people, and they had no intention of harming these children. That's why the three of them are safe there for now. On the other hand, in 1990, Oscar and Elena were looking for the children in Oscar's house, but there was no one there. Suddenly they heard someone's voice, and both hid in the cupboard. This is little Oscar, who is crying in the sorrow of Theo's disappearance. It was very sad to see Oscar come from the future. In 1949, all three children began to hang out in the residence of that gang, because they felt that they can't go back from the portal they came from. Theo's young grandmother is also with them. That's why Theo wasn't having a hard time hanging out. Seeing the opportunity, Theo told his grandmother to take a photo with us, and also told his grandmother to always keep this photo safe. When you get old, still frame it. This suddenly changed the photo frame of his grandmother in 1990. Now in this photo, Theo, Brenda, and Nathan are also with his grandmother. In 1949, Theo also wrote the coordinates of the time portal behind this photo. This will help Oscar and Elena in 1990 to find him. Now Oscar and Elena felt that they would have to go back in 2022 so that they can reach the right portal in 1949 and save all three children and bring them back. Once they reach in 1949, everyone will go in 2022 and will send Theo back in 1990. Oscar and Elena went back in 2022 and reached in 1949 using the coordinates given by Theo. There, Theo told the members of his grandmother's gang that his brother Oscar will come to take him. That's why two people were already standing there. When these people told the whistle taught by his grandmother, Oscar gave the same response by whistling, after which Oscar and Elena were taken to the grandmother's gang. Elena was very happy to see her children in good condition, but Theo didn't want to go back. He was feeling good in 1949. Oscar felt very bad to hear this. He told Theo that he agrees that we both fight, but it doesn't mean that we don't love each other. He doesn't want his younger brother to leave him. Oscar said that you can't even imagine how much time I have cried for you after your departure. That's when his young grandmother came there. Oscar was surprised to see her but didn't say anything. Now all of them have to find a time portal to go back in 2022. That's why a man from the gang was going to drop them in the car. This man is none other than Oscar and Theo's grandfather. Soon they found a portal to go back in 2022. And now Oscar was ready to send Theo back in 1990. He had already found that portal on that construction site. Theo didn't want to go back because he didn't have anyone in 1990. He told Oscar that I want to live with you now. You remind me of my dad a little bit. Oscar hugged Theo very lovingly and explained that Oscar in 1990 is also very lonely. He needs Theo a lot there. If you live well, I promise that my younger version will also take good care of you, even though he didn't want to. Theo went back in 1990. Oscar's happiness didn't settle down when he came back, and his grandmother also loved him a lot. When Theo was asked where he was, he told his grandmother a fake story that a gang had kidnapped him. Troubled and confused by Theo's departure, Oscar also started to believe that maybe his mother really left him, and frustrated, he started throwing away his mother's books. But Theo came there and told Oscar the whole story of his time travel. He also showed Oscar the phone of 2022. Oscar didn't fully believe his story, but after seeing the phone, he couldn't deny it. The two brothers decided never to use the time portal again, and also promised to be happy in the present time. Now in 2022, the two brothers are together, and as soon as the doorbell rang, Theo joked about Oscar that your girlfriend Elena must have come. Theo told Oscar to tell him what was in his mind. He even got divorced. Theo deliberately didn't tell Oscar all this before, because if he had done this, and Elena's life would have changed completely, which he had promised that he would not change. As soon as Oscar opened the door, Elena was standing outside. And from here, his life can get a new twist. Now finally, This scene is shown from a very old time. A portal opened and a woman came out of it. This time is very old, and people don't know anything about science. This woman is not anyone else but Theo and Oscar's mother. It is shown that she is a scientist, so she started teaching people about science, which can bring a lot of change in the future. This is where the story ends. So according to you, should Theo have convinced his brother to talk to the girl? Maybe he would never have been divorced and he would have been happy. Do let us know in the comments. See you in the next video.